What's up, everybody? I hope you're all doing alright. So we're going to jump into the pit. I want to show you guys where the ingots are and a fairly efficient way to run the pit. It sucks I'm doing it solo, but there's some ingots under that table. You're going to find some at the end of this counter. It's an awning on the building right here. You're going to find some there potentially. Inside this building on the bottom shelf, right there,
Hey, over here.
so these are just all the potential spawn points. On top of this crate, you're going to find one in this car. Inside this subway. Get the subway train right there. Little trolley car.
If it isn't my favorite Appalachian. Into the pit again? I'm out checking. I have to keep. He could use it. You're here to help. The saboteur. Keep him alive. Alright, I need to get.
Okay, so now that we've started our mission, I do that little run basically until I get to Hex. There's one right there, as you see. And then I'll initiate whatever mission that she has to say. At the back of the trailer, you're going to find another one. But after I initiate that mission, I'll go activate whatever it is, whether it's the saboteur or if we have to go get manhunters
Oh yeah?
or guard the depot.
So,
I'll start that mission, and then
It'll take a while.
as I'm traveling to that destination, I'll check these spawn points.
Something's lurking.
I'm gonna find some that spawn at the edge of that container ship. Oh, ship container, sorry. Inside here, you'll find some. And now I'll go back to defending the saboteur just for the time being. But I try to be somewhat efficient in the route. So depending on the mission that you're going to be given, your route might change. The important thing is knowing the spawn points. There's a couple of spawn points that I'm not going to show you. And it's because I haven't seen them use them in a very, very long time. But as of December 1st, 2023, those two spawn points aren't working. All the ones that I'm showing you are actually in effect. I don't want to give you outdated information. Now, if I was smart, I would have equipped my jetpack.
Alright, done here. Let's get to the next one.
Since I am running this solo, you're gonna get your travel on a little bit quicker if you've got a jetpack. So one of the things that people seem to kind of forget, and it's understandable, if you're not a PvPer, if you're gonna run the pit, I would still recommend having some sort of assassin armor. It's gonna make you a lot tankier because the majority of the enemies in here, they're obviously human NPCs. So it'll make you extremely tanky when you're in here. And, you know, tanky is good. You know, you don't want to be dying constantly. It's the same thing with the assassin weapons. They do very well in the pit. So even if you're not PvPing or anything, just keep that in mind. You might want to have a couple good weapons that are kind of, you know, designed to interact with humans, and then your armor as well.
That's all of them. Get to a safe distance before they blow. I'm out of here.
Alright, there's another set of ingots. We're gonna run up this ramp on the inside of this building. On that bottom shelf, there's a chance for it to spawn in.
Great to hear. Meet me back at our base in the pen. We'll go over the next part of the battle plan.
You can see I'm keeping my route short again. I'm not going to the other locations. I want to get back to the pen. Open up that mission to
Well, how
where
about that?
they're going to allow us into the foundry.
Guards, let him through.
And this is just more about efficiency. Normally I just jump up through that hole in the wall to get to Hex, but I didn't have my jetpack. You can do it if you have marsupial, if you're on a team. You can jump
Hey,
high
you
enough to
showed
get
them
in
up. The foundry used to be out. We still. Thanks for doing this. Before you head out, watch yourself in.
Gotcha, Hex. We got your back. We know what we're doing.
Hey, new face.
What's up, Wicker? I will get you your ingots, buddy.
I'm gonna push you the hell out of here.
Gonna run over toward the depot because there's 2 additional spawn points that we had not made contact with as we were running around on our loop. Right on the corner here, you can see some up here. And in this very corner building, you'll see some spawn up on this mezzanine. Right at the end of it on the ground. And that's it as far as the ingots go. Like I said, there's 2 other spawn points, but they haven't used them in a long time. I keep checking them and they're never there, so I'm not even going to waste my time showing you guys. I don't want those spots in your head if they're not using them. If they decide that they are going to use them, then maybe we'll go ahead and
You need to keep your
you know,
hands on our
show you
spies'
those
dead drops
locations
before
and
these
explain where
fanatics
they're
dig
at.
them up. Tune into our signal and track them down.
Okay. Now I'm running past this location along the conveyor because there's a chance for the Union supplies to spawn off to your right, and you'll hear it beeping. Same thing with here, off to the right behind that big vat. They can spawn in, but as you run through, you'll hear that location beeping if you run that path because you're close enough. There are ingot locations in the foundry. You can get them on the outside a lot faster, so it's not a big deal.
This is why I joined up.
You can see how I'm searching for it. I can hear it. There it is. It's going to be on the table on my right. Right there. Directly under that center conveyor system. Alright, keep this location in mind. Right next to that ham radio. sometimes there's a bobblehead. That's why I was wanting to show you that.
Things?
As you can see, I wasn't on a team, so I couldn't jump high enough to get up there. Because your mutations are obviously stronger when you're on a team. So remember that. Don't be stupid like me.
Fanatics have been brewing up
Go
some
ahead and equip
nasty
your jetpack.
foundry. A scout said they shifted poisonous chems to use in their weapons. That poison has our names written all over it. I need you to blast it to smithereens.
We need to find these poison tanks. The locations on these tanks does change. It's not like you go in here and they're spawned in the same spot every single time. It's not how it works. Bethesda did do a pretty good job at mixing everything up. So your mission objective locations are going to change. But as far as the ingots go, on the outside in the pit, prior to coming into the foundry, those are all the locations where they are currently spawning. It's not that difficult. It is a little tedious, though, especially if you're by yourself. Now, some of the friends that I play with, they have ran the pit quite a few times, you know, and since we play together regularly, they know the routine. We all have our roles to play, and we can knock the pit out in less than 8.5 minutes on a regular basis. It's just a ton of running, which is why it takes so much longer when you're doing it solo. It's a lot of legwork. You're hoofing it everywhere, baby. It's just how it is. It's a good-sized map.
Something's...
This is one of the locations for the Union supplies. There's one of the explosive tanks over here. Switch up, blow it up. I'm gonna keep our distance though. Yeah, obviously, if you're on a team and the other people know where the spawn points are, it is not that bad to get this knocked out. You can do a ton of pit runs really easy. The pit is definitely the most lucrative out of all the things that you can do in the game. You're guaranteed a bunch of legendaries. You've got chance at legendary modules. You're always going to get stamps. Stamps are absolutely important if you want some of the stuff. If you were unfortunate and you missed the scoreboard for the pit, then you have to buy the Union armor and the auto axe with stamps. You have to purchase all those plans with the stamps. Now, if you were fortunate, you would have got that on the scoreboard, and you don't have to worry about this. The upcoming DLC is December 5th. That's when we're going to get Atlantic City. It's using those same stamps to be able to purchase the plans and things. So grinding this out and getting a head start, go for it. That way you can go ahead and get the plans when they come out.
Hey, come straight back. We've got a trog spotting. Gonna need every gun we can get.
Now, normally, what we'll do, we'll have whoever's leading this, they'll go talk to Hex immediately when we first get into the pit, and then I'll run around, grab over, all the ingots, crap like that. That way they can initiate the mission. The other people on your team can go complete that objective. And the leader, they can stand there right at the door to enter the pen. They can just be waiting there ready for it. So as soon as Hex says, come back, we've got more things to talk about, the leader can go in, knock all that out, and it's a huge, huge time saver. I should actually do a speed run with some of my friends, and that way you guys have an understanding of what's going on and how quick it happens. I'm just being lazy and taking my time right now. The nuka launcher works great for clearing these. Normally, if we're on a team, you're gonna have more trogs spawn. So when we're in here, we'll throw a whole crap ton of nuka grenades, and it basically obliterates everything almost immediately.
Without seeing another one of those brutes.
And at the very
Thanks
end,
for your help with that. You got business.
just talk to Hex. You don't have to turn anything into wicker. You don't have to turn in your ingots or your union supplies. When you talk to Lennox to get out of the event, or this instance, it'll automatically turn everything in. So it's a waste of time unless you really like talking to that guy.
Hop in and I'll fire her up.
And that's how you do it. Hopefully this helps you guys, and you can clearly see it's completely possible to solo it without it taking an hour. You don't have to kill all the enemies. You don't just run through. Don't have to fight them. It's not a big deal. Well, I hope everybody has a great day. You be safe out there in the wasteland. Brush up on your skills for this new Atlantic City. I can't wait for it to come out. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. For some of my foreign friends in Belgium and things like that, the gambling aspect is not going to be available because the law's in your country. Sorry, but that's how it is. So they're going to miss out on quite a bit. Have a great day, though.